Guys and girls, welcome back to my channel. I do hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another food vlog. This one, however, is the most expensive one we've done so far from Sainsburys. However, is it worth it? We will see throughout the week. So here we are, picking up the bits and bobs, chucking it in the trolley, and before you know it, we're going to be tucking into plenty of good food. So I'm going to stop rabbiting, let you get on with your day, and I'll check in with you as and when throughout the week, and we'll have a little roundup at the end.
Looking for a reason, driven by the heart, fighting for a season, with sadness fall apart. Tell me not to worry, tell me to be strong, be my true reminder of where my love belongs. We'll be cutting edge, make a brand new sketch. Fire in the heart, flipping hearts around. We'll be changing all that's wrong. And baby, hold on, bring it on. We'll be running the show, bring it on. Take it all as we go, bring it on, let's go. Bring it on, let's roll the dice. Bring it on tonight.
That was a lot more expensive than I thought. Oh, where can we turn? Sorry, we've got, it's like Blackpool Illuminations, but the backlight, is that a bit better? Yes, that come in, my lovelies, for 28 items at £55.55, and that was with me saving £5.72 on my Nectar card. Whoop-de-doo. However, what you wouldn't have seen in there, I've got in the freezer, and I'm going to get out in a minute for one of the dinners, because when I tell you that the freezer option was daylight robbery, yes, it was daylight robbery. So let me get the meal planner and you will see what I deem as daylight robbery, because we've actually managed to stick to everything on the menu except for one thing. I thought I was getting a lump of pork out. It was actually gammon. So we've got gammon cooking away. We're going to have a roast dinner today. These are not in any particular order, because some days I feel like we're not going to have that, we're going to change. So meal one is a roast dinner. We already had the meat, I already had the eggs and the milk that was in the fridge. So with that, we've got a big bag of potatoes. So some of our things I don't think was too dissimilar, let's just say. So this was $1.35 for 2 kilos. So I'm like, okay, I don't think that's much different to what we would pay. And then veg wise, I picked up 10% broccoli, which I feel like we're going to have half and half, because we might have a little bit for the meals, of which 10% broccoli is always, for some reason, a little more expensive, £1.60. And then the beans, I didn't think the beans were too bad. Where are we? 85p for that big bag, so that can definitely do us a couple of meals. I've got the milk, I've got the eggs. Well, I don't actually know if we're going to have Yorkshires tonight, because it's not really like pork. It's not like a proper roast meat. For me, like, gammon is what I put in like broths and stews. So I'm like, damn it. So I don't actually know if I'm going to do Yorkshires or not. The gammon's cooking away. We just need to peel the potatoes and pop the veg on. So it might just be a Yorkshire-less dinner. We'll see. The other night we're looking at is a steak stir fry. So I already have one steak still in the freezer. So I just picked up another little beef rump steak, to which this was £4.25. I think that's quite expensive for the small size it is. But the stir fry bits, I believe it was, is it 3 for 2 the way that they work it out on this? a stir fry meal deal. It must be. You get like 3 for 2 on it. So we got egg noodles with the Oriental style stir fry. I will have to take the chestnut mushrooms out of this. I don't like them. And a teriyaki sauce. And then for 75p, I also picked up a bag of bean sprouts. And as I say, we will have that. We'll get the other steak out of the freezer and we will use that with that. We have actually bought quite a bit of meat. So one of the nights, making use of the potatoes, I've got parsley sauce, is a fish pie. Now this was quite a large chunk of the budget. So this whole bag of fish pie mix, £4.90 for that. I did look into the single salmon and haddock and all that, and it was just ridiculous. However, by no way, shape or means this ain't going to fill me and Dan up. I've actually still got some prawns left in the freezer. So I'm going to get the prawns out the night before, defrost them and bulk it out with prawns as well. So I'm thinking that with the parsley sauce, mashed potato on the top, maybe chuck a little bit of cheese on it, a bit of tender stem broccoli or the beans, whatever we've got left over. And that will be a nice, healthy-ish. We're trying to get a little bit more seafood as well in this week. And then something different. Dan wanted a salad. So I was like, okay. I keep seeing like a, not necessarily Greek, it's kind of, I would say, like Turkish style perhaps, where you have feta cheese, a little bit of lettuce, pomegranate seeds, some herbs and lamb. So we picked up these, and again, I do think the meat is pricey. We haven't got much in the freezer left. As I say, we're using the pork, which has turned out to be gammon, and then I think we need to do a stock up because there isn't much left at all. So this was £5.65 for 2 lean boneless leg lamb steaks. They're not that big, are they, my lovelies? Absolutely not. So with that, it's not normal lettuce that you see in these salads. This was as close to what I could find when I've looked at it, and it's called lamb's lettuce, washed and ready to eat. This was, I believe, £1.20. So we've got that. Where we're trying to be good, cheese is something we shouldn't really be having. So the normal cheese we saw was, I think it was like 6.9 grams fat. And yeah, we've gone for the be good to yourself Greek style salad cheese. So I don't really think it's proper feta, but we're going to go with it. And we got this big block, and I believe this was, because it was a thingamabob, £2.10. Normal feta, I think, was around £1.50. So I'm going to chop this up. We've got onions in there, we've got cucumber. And then we picked up 2 for £2 pot of pomegranate seeds. So it's going to be for a very nice, light dinner. Just something different. And as I say, a different take on a salad. Moving on the next day, it was either pizza / pasta night. So what we have got, again, these I think are expensive, guys. Since when did garlic bread get so blooming expensive? These were £2. So we're going to have 1 each with the pasta night, and then I'm cooking another pasta dish throughout the week, so we'll have the other 2. And that, we picked up a little tomato and roasted garlic sauce. This was 85p. And I think these was the only, like, ravioli, £3.50 for butternut squash and sage ravioli. But we got them because it was the best colours in terms of like no reds and that. So we've got butternut squash and sage ravioli for one night. So I'm like, okay, that's done and dusted. And then I'm getting some more prawns out of the freezer because we've got king prawns, and then we've got the big prawns with the tails on. So what I'm doing, I'm going to use the king prawns for the fish pie, and then the ones with the heads and the tails I'll cook, deshell, devein and everything. And I'm going to do a prawn chicken bacon carbonara. So we had to get a little bit of meat, to which your bacon and chicken breast fillet, £2.40. That's something I definitely need to stock up at the butcher's on. Like, I think I can buy like 10 kilos normally, get a whole bulk, and it's done dusted. And then my bacon was £1.45, which, yeah, okay, maybe so. I've got my spaghetti, I'm going to do my bacon, get the prawns and that. And then, yes, I'm being lazy, guys. For under £1, I just got a carbonara sauce. It's still not got any reds. It's not too bad. we're just going to go with it. We've still got cheese in there. I think we've got herbs and oregano and parmesan and everything like that. So we're going to have that with the other 2 chia bat sticks. And then one night of the week, because we've got a barbecue now, we're going to have a barbecue night. And now I feel this is going to be not a series, but I feel like there might be random little videos here and there of us trying supermarkets barbecue food. Because I can't lie, Aldi last month was top notch. Like the food that we got from there, couldn't fault. Like honestly, is that left on? Yes. We loved the variety that was there. So again, it was a bit blooming pricier, but let's see how it compares, shall we? So first up, we have got smoky Caribbean style chicken thigh fillets. These, I taste the difference, and they was £4. Okay, £4. Smashed beef burgers. Now I do think these are a bit of a £4.25. Okay, these have got 2 breads in them, but smashed burgers, look, they're the thin ones. We can get the big chunky burgers from our butchers for a lot cheaper. But we'll give it a go. So the only thing we didn't pick up was burger buns, because where I don't know where we're going to have these in the week, we'll just grab a fresh pack from the co-op or something nearby. And then we got jumbo pork sausages at £4.75. And again, not a lot of the barbecue stuff didn't have red on it, so we've got to kind of make do with that. And then in amongst that, we've got some peppers, big bag of peppers, mushrooms, because I think I'll probably put some mushrooms in the stir fry and with the carbonara. And yeah, we're going to see how it goes, my lovelies. But yeah, that definitely has been the most expensive one so far. And for 28 items, I mean, considering that was one item and that's a £5, I feel like, again, if we didn't have so much of the meat or the barbecue stuff, it would have come in around the 40-45. But as I say, with these monthly changes, we're running the meats down until I next do a big stock up. Oh, was that cracked? Oh, my little thing's cracked. Right, I've got to take that off. Oh, that's all I need. Hey, I just noticed it was like my little cup of tea thing's cracked. Okay, but until I next get to the butchers, we're going to see what the variety is like. And as I say, if you want us to do a few videos where like we're testing the barbecue food from certain supermarkets, let me know down below. But yeah, I'm going to pop all this away. We're going to peel the tetties, get the roast dinner on, roasting and minor shilshers. Yeah, that'll be it.
Let me take you higher, reaching for the sky, sitting by the fire. Here we are at last. We'll be cutting edge, make a brand new sketch. Fire in the hole, flipping hearts around. We'll be changing all that's wrong. Baby, hold on, bring it on. We'll be running the show, bring it on. Take it all as we go, bring it on. Let's go, bring it on. Let's roll the dice.
So it ended up actually kind of not being a roast at all, because it wasn't the meat full. We've ended up having it with whole grain mustard mash and beans and gravy. We're going to keep the tender stem broccoli for the fish pie, but we've already had a little sneak taste test of the gammon. And I said to Dan, I think I should work at Toby Carvery, because I always remember when I was little, gammon, when my mum done it, bless her, Mama G, it was so dry. And Dada would be the only one who would cook the gammon in the house for the broth. I have taken after Dada's genes, because this is a lovely pink succulent gammon. Whole grain mustard mash. Lovely and creamy, no lumps, as always. Dan does the mash. Just like his pies. Absolutely phenomenal. So we're going to sit and shock. Guess what we're watching? Sons of Anarchy. But we're on series 6 now. We are kind of getting to the end of it now, aren't we? We've got one more season after this. But not really the roast dinner we thought. However, It's been quite a busy day today, ain't it?
Yeah.
And it's nice. This, I think, is what we needed. Luckily, what we was doing, the gammon was in the oven whilst we popped out. So when we come back, it was literally just fannying around with the mash and veg. And here we are at, Jesus Christ, it's 9:15.
Christ.
I'm saying we've got an early thing. We've got to be up early and out tomorrow, guys. We've got to be up and out, I'd say, by about 6, 6:15.
We'll manage.
It's going to be okay. But, yeah. How would you rate your roast dinner that's not a roast dinner? Yeah.
1 point.
Gammon all right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go. Right, we've just got back from Thetford Forest and drifting that you will see in another vlog. So the barbecue is just getting started. So of course we've just popped to Lidl. We've picked up the burger buns and hot dog buns, but we've got, once again, smash burgers. We have a little bit of salad. We picked up some cheese as well. I don't think we're going to have lettuce in it. Maybe a bit of the lamb's lettuce, we'll see. We've got the jumbo pork sausages. And I'm looking forward to these, the smoky Caribbean style chicken thighs. So these are going to go onto the barbecue. And then, I don't think I'm doing rice or potatoes or anything with it. It's going to be quite light today, as I say, because it's actually nice weather. We've just been out. I've uprooted my first little bit of garden. I feel like it was onion bulbs. Honestly, I feel like we're going to find stuff growing everywhere in this garden, but it's not a problem. Danny's just going to give everything a water down. I'm going to pop this on the Barbie, and yeah, let's see how Sainsburys fares, because I can't lie, they was a hell of a lot pricier.
The slow day, the calm, and the night will unfold. I never thought that I would be traveling this road. People keeps missing, the clouds seem to fade.
Right, I've changed, I'm all bathed. Got a lovely glass of rosé. Dan's got a cider. What are you looking forward to trying the most?
Chicken.
I was like Nico Falls.
That's this week. We had a bit of a disaster.
We lost a burger. Dan went
My
to flip. And it flipped, but it flipped underneath and went through the grill. Dan's excuse is the grills are too big.
Yeah. I do not know how.
I was like, I've not lost anything on the barbecue.
So, damn.
That's not too spicy. And then we got the burger buns and hot dog buns and cheese from Lidl today. But I mean, I know you pay a bit more for Sainsburys. I don't know, is that just everywhere? I really think that Aldi and Lidl we didn't see too much barbecue stuff, but Aldi had a really good barbecue selection. So much flavour, different varieties. So yeah, we've got brioche hot dog buns and smash burgers. But what we're going to do first, shock, watch some Suns, and then once we've stuffed our face, I'll come back and let you guys know what we thought of it. The smash burgers, they do shrink. I would say that they shrivel. But the jumbo pork sausages look good. But anyway, we're Sons of Anarchy obsessed at the minute. We'll see you in a bit.
On every occasion I whisper your name. I'm happy to hear that you'll still be around. I thought you were leaving without a sound. In my little world you are both pros and cons. It's hard to admit when you feel you don't belong. So tell me, are you still in there? As beautiful as you are, you just don't know how far. In this world I'll be right by your side with arms. Even if you don't want, you wrote your name in my heart.
So today, my lovelies, it is a very, very simple dinner. What you would have seen of the lamb cooking is literally the only cooking for the meal. That is it. Because it's literally salad, chop up the feta, drizzle the pomegranate seeds over. I don't think I'm going to put any balsamic glaze or anything like that. A little bit of salt and pepper, and that's dinner done. Yeah, definitely not a lot to do, and as I say, I feel like it's actually going to be a very nice light dinner. So I mean, you're probably just going to see me chopping some cheese, to be perfectly honest. And then we'll also have a little catch up about yesterday, the barbecue food, because they actually did go very, very nice. Honestly, the Jamaican, Caribbean style things. Right, let's chop the cheese.
Your odd way of laughing, the curls in your hair. I wish that I could tell you how much I really care. Your harmless desire, the tip of your tongue. All of your bruises and all of your fun. Tell me, are you still in here? As beautiful as you are, you just don't know by far. In this world I'll be right by your side with arms. Even if you don't want, you wrote your name in my heart.
Hello. We need to have a big catch up on the last few days' food, because we've just been sitting watching Sons of Anarchy and I'm like, damn it, we're not following up with the ending. But tonight, you would have seen there, is pasta night. It's very quick and easy. However, Danny's very hungry, so I've actually just put the rest of the sausages in from the barbecue food. So we're just going to have a few sausages on the side, you know? Sausage, pasta, and a little bit of garlic bread. But yes, we will have a catch up on the last few days' videos and meals, my lovelies. But we're just almost at the end of Sons of Anarchy, and that is what our evening is comprised of. So yeah, I'm going to, sausages cooking in the air fryer. They will go in a little bit, and then we will sit down. Are we going to chit chat tonight? Probably not. I can't lie. It's probably going to be tomorrow, but you'll see a little ending of the food. Probably see some pasta boiling, and I'll have a big check-in with you tomorrow. You didn't bloody check in last night. No, I'm sorry guys, we're getting so into Sons of Anarchy. However, there will be a big catch up, probably as we're cooking, to be perfectly honest, because Dan is just jumping in the shower. And then I'm sure he will be out momentarily, and then we can actually have a chat about everything. Let me put the other light on because, oh, the other light is on. I've got you on a wrong angle, ain't I? I still need to learn where the light is in this kitchen. But again, there's not really much chopping tonight. Let's put you there. I've only got to chop up the steak. As I say, we had a steak in the freezer, so that we've got out and defrosted, and then we also picked up a steak. So it probably would have been cheaper if we'd have had the one bit of steak, but this is going to be for dinner and also lunch tomorrow. So I love a stir fry. I've got the wok out ready. It is a huge, huge dinner, but no, it does not mean we're having it all now, but it is kind of going to open the ceiling a bit. I like to have these days where I can just not worry about lunch the next day. I think tonight though, I'm going to get out. Oh, this is tough, this one. Jesus Christ, Sainsburys, do you want me to get into the meat or not? We've literally just come back from Sainsburys actually, because we've had to pick up a few things for the house. Oh, and then it's took all of... Why has it took that? I just need the meat, guys. There we go. Jesus Christ, finally. So what I'll do is I'll start to stir fry the veg off, add the noodles, and then I will slice the steak before it goes in because we have it like quite rare. But yeah, we had to pop to Sainsbury's to pick a few things up, and of course I got distracted by the books. I'm just popping a little bit of wok oil in, and there's a few new ones out from authors I've not really heard of before, to be perfectly honest. And yeah, my phone, the pictures, pretty much is half filled of having photos of books. So welcome to my life. Right, let's have a look. We are going to put the light on there. We are going to heat you up. We have got, you're probably thinking why the ladder. We've been up in the baby loft today because we had to get the barbecue box down for obviously the barbecue and some drinks and bits and bobs. So yes, that is why that is up. Can I put you there? You're going to fall, ain't you? Jeez Louise. Can I put you there? Right. The top is kind of changed because I've got a new little house plant. So I don't quite know where you can go at the moment so that we can chat. Let's have a look. Dan has just done the washing up, so we've got a few little suds. Let's have a look. Can I put you there? That will do. Let me just wipe down the suds. But yes, dinner, lovely the past few nights. I think tomorrow I'm going to get the prawns out and fish pie mix. It says now to cook the fish pie mix from frozen in the oven for 40 minutes. I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to defrost it and then add it in with my prawns and then put it all in and cook. So, wok is heating up, and then, as I say, I'm going to put the veggies in, and then we've got noodles. I think the only thing I'm going to have to take out of this will be the strips of chestnut mushroom because I don't really like that. And I'm hoping when it goes in we should hear a sizzle. Yeah! That's what I'm talking about. Let's get these tongs. I love a good stir fry. Whee! There we go. And then noodles, 6 minutes. Bean sprouts, 6 minutes. So I'm gonna chuck these in, put my sauce in, slice up my steak, give it about 2 or 3 minutes, put the steak in, and before you know it, we're going to have a lovely, lovely big bowl stir fry.
In this world I'll be right by your side with arms. Even if you don't walk, you wrote your name in my heart.
So it's literally going to take 5 minutes if that. Steak is cooking very nicely. As I say, we have it about rare. But in terms of dinner, as I say, we've not really spoke much. The barbecue stuff was very, very nice. I thought the Jamaican jerk chicken pieces were like the better.
They were.
The sausages were really good though. And then the pasta last night, that was actually very, very nice. Garlic ciabattas, the little sticks. Love them. We're going to have them with the rest of the carbonara. Not going to lie, having sausages with it was very weird. But we just used it up.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, it has been the standout for the moment this week, has been the lamb dinner.
Yeah.
For the first kind of like, I don't even know, it was kind of like a Persian salad with lamb's lettuce and pomegranate and feta. I thought that was really nice. It was light, refreshing.
I could have that daily.
And I said, like, you can put any type of meat you want on it. You can have like your steak, you can have chicken, you can have prawns, but I went with the lamb because that's what you traditionally see it with the lamb. But yeah, what are you partaking in tonight,
I
darling?
literally taking the dribble left of the hot chocolate at the hotel.
Has anyone tried this? This is the velvetized chocolate cream of salted caramel. We went into Tan and Dan didn't even know they'd done the cures, did you? Very, very surprised.
Very good with ice cream.
So yeah, I think at the minute the lamb has been definitely the contender. I think tomorrow I'm going to do the fish pie. So I need to get the fish mix and the prawns out.
Okay.
We know Dan doesn't really do fish, but we're trying. And then I think the next ones, it's just the carbonara left.
Okay.
We're doing very, very good. But yes, I do believe that this is surplus for lunch and dinner. And a lot of you guys will be like, that's a lot. If it does lunch, it does dinner. It might even do another lunch. That's all that matters. So let us dish up. And then you probably won't see us until tomorrow with the fish fry because we are actually going to crack on and try and finish series 6 of Sons of Anarchy. And then we're on the last series.
Yeah.
Guys, there's so many twists I actually can't comprehend with it. Right, is it all set up?
Yeah.
Let's dish up and go. Hello, my lovelies. Oh, I just got back. We've had a lot of parcels come today. Dan's had more whiskey, so I'm like, great. We've still got the ladders here because he's still getting stuff up in the loft. But it is fish pie night tonight. And he's left the microwave on. Dan, you watch when it gets in. I'll be like, did you forget to turn something off? He'll be like, nah. Do you think you did, my darling? Oh, bless him, he's peeled me potatoes for it. Let's pop a light on. There we go. That's a... Oh. I didn't realise, guys, but these lights are like free tone. So, yeah, there's blue. Oh, Canon. Canon. Oh, God. There's blue, there's white, and there's cool. So, here, we've got a few everything and anything, but he's peeled the potatoes for me. That's very, very kind. I've got the fish mix defrosted, along with 2 bags of prawns. As I say, we're going to bulk these out. And then the only other thing I actually need is good old Bisto parsley sauce, plenty of salt and pepper, and then I'm going to get some grated cheese because I think I'm going to put some cheese on the top of the mash. How am I supposed to get in the fridge with this here, Dan? Oh, I don't want to. I've got to be careful because it's right by the paintings. Ay, right. Let's just open this ever so slightly. We've got that. I feel like we're going to need milk. Yeah, we'll go like that. This is such an unflattering angle, I know. I do apologise. But yes, you will get an overview of what is needing to be done. But actually, now it will be popping the potatoes on to boil. And then I think it will be a case of making the parsley sauce, putting it in the dish, putting all the fish and the prawns in to cook. And then after about, because how long does this say to cook for? I feel it's about half hour. Oh, yes, I am going to use boiling milk. So we're going to have a nice thick sauce. Let that cook for maybe about half hour because it says the fish has got to be for 40 minutes. Leave it in the sauce and then we will mash the potatoes. I was going to put mustard in it, but I feel like I'm just going to put cheese on top because I don't want to overpower too much. Just a lot of good salt and pepper, parsley sauce, cheese on top. We're good to go. I wish I had some crusted baguette, but I don't. So yeah, that's not on the cards tonight. Dan will be back about 8:30ish. So I think what I'm going to do, while the potatoes are boiling, I'm going to jump in the shower. Then I can put the fish in and then I can do a bit of filming. And then when he says, I'm on my way back, I can start to construct it and it can go in there. I don't know if to do one big fish pie or a few of the little ramekins. That I'm not entirely sure as of yet. But I'm sure we'll find out. So yes, I suggest there's nothing else to do. I feel like that's a lot of water in there. I don't want to flood the kitchen. We might have to just empty a little out. There we go. She's emptied it out and then she's just going to fill it up a little bit more. Standard Shan. These can go on to boil. I'm going to jump in the shower. And then we're going to start constructing it.
Can you see me shaking? Hear the sound of my heart breaking. Bless the soul that's aching, hoping I survive. The feeling lingers on every day of every month.
Change of plan. I'm actually going to do the sauce before I go in the shower. Just so I know it's like done. I don't know how much milk I'm going to need, but hey ho, we'll just whack it in. And then I'm going to have a little whisk with my parsley sauce. And guys, I've just looked. Dan said I broke something on lunch, and I was like, okay, he said the peeler. I thought the normal peeler. Look, he's broke Mr. Potato Head. Like, fully took him off. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that back in without like slicing myself. He honestly does not realise his own strength. We've already gone through 3 garden rooms. 3. So, yes, R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? I have to be like, sorry Mr. Potato Head, you are no more. In the bin he goes. So, as I say, I'm going to boil my milk. My potatoes are boiling away. I'm going to turn them down a bit. And then once that is boiled, I'll be able to put my sauce in it. I'm going to go for this size tray. I feel this probably would be the best tray. And then I'm going to put it in the big Pyrex because knowing me, I do like to overfill it. So I don't really want the sauce spilling out. And if I put the potatoes on, then obviously that's going to all spill out also. So for the mash, it will just be plenty of salt, plenty of pepper, plenty of butter, bit of milk. Mash it all away, dollop it on. I'm not piping it on, we're nothing fancy here. Dollop it on, sprinkle some cheese, and then it goes. But yes, the garden, guys, we're starting to make improvements to the garden. We are starting to pull out the trees and some of the plants in that we don't like. to try and see the base, like what we actually have to work. And we've got a few plans that have kind of detoured from the original. So, yeah, I mean, it's not going to hurt, is it? But for now, this milk just needs to come to the boil a little bit quicker than what it is. And then we will add the parsley sauce in. Mix it with the fish. Again, plenty of salt and pepper. Give it a toss, put it in there, and then I will actually jump in the shower. I can then start some filming. And then when Dan's like, Shan, I'm on my way, potatoes going on top, and we are having a lovely fish pie to finish off the last episode of season 6 of Sons of Anarchy. It's just getting very, like, this last season, I'm like, there's a lot of big people that go, and I will be sad when it comes to an end. However, I actually cannot wait to start something new, because now we're getting into like the big series bugs. So I feel the next one is going to be Vikings and Valhalla. So yes, Shan, stop rabbiting, get the sauce on, get that in, let's have a fish pie.
I just could forget about you. The weight upon my bones makes it harder to move on. Oh baby, don't think that I'll ever forgive myself for losing you, or for losing you. Left our love up on those dusty shelves. Can't forgive myself for losing you.
Let's get the old masher. My lovelies, it has been a very eventful afternoon since I last spoke to you. I was doing my dental care and I stabbed myself in the finger with the cleaning tool, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do the other blood tests. So my poor thumb, do you see that's bruised? I was like, I need to do it. So I have got, well, I've done the tests. I got my vitamin D and my iron results. And guess what? I'm deficient in both. Let's get a spoon to get the butter out. Yes, I am deficient in both. So I do have vitamins, and I will be making use of my vitamins. So that is just kind of where we're at the moment with it, to be perfectly honest. But yes, I did it. I thought I was being a very, very brave girl. I still squealed. I was like, ow. But we got there, and oh God, oh, it's okay. We're deficient, we'll sort it, it's not a problem. So Dan has just messaged and said he's leaving, and I'm like, you know what, that is my cue to get the mash on, grate the cheese, the pie, I can't lie, well the pie, the mixture looks blooming delicious. So I will be getting that on, be going in the oven, smothering it with cheese, and then I'll probably pop some herbs on, some more salt and pepper, and we will have that fish pie. Shall we start building it then?
Enough to do it. Now I feel so stupid. Don't you feel that too? The feeling lingers on every day of every month. Wishing I just could forget about you. The weight upon my bones makes it
had a productive evening, guys. While that was cooking, I filmed a video and then I've been reading some of my book. Dan, just coming out of the shower. And there's plenty left over for lunch tomorrow, so that's great. You know what? That cheese. Oh! What, I know I was lazy with the parsley sauce. What other sauce do you think you could put in a fish pie? Like, obviously it's parsley, but I was thinking the other day, like maybe a hollandaise. I don't think you could do a hollandaise, but what about like, imagine like a mac and cheese, but a fish pie version. I don't know. I do wish though, my only complaint with it, if we have just have had that fish packet, that would have not worked at all. So I've put the 2 bags of prawns in with it. I've already bought your dinner in, darling.
Thank you, darling.
So it's bulked it out with the prawns. And as I say, it's the first for Dan. I don't think Dan's had fish pie before, have you?
No.
He seems very scared. But I've laden it with something that he does love.
Mustard.
Which is cheese.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Oh, how's me tootsie?
Sorry, darling.
So it's the fish pie mix with the prawns. I put in peas. I've done the parsley sauce, tons of salt and pepper, and then the mashed potato on the top with salt and pepper smothered in cheese. It's almost like it's a bush to patrol for him. I think it's very nice. The prawns definitely do bulk it out. I see in some recipes that people put sweet corn in it as well. I would keep to peas. But you've got haddock, cod and salmon. Then with prawns. As I say, salt, pepper. I put an extra little bit of parsley on the top before I added the mash. And then half a block of the cheddar cheese to go on the mashed potato. It's quiet. Edible. I don't think fish dinners are ever going to go down well in this household, my lovelies, but we're getting there. We've seen some more types of fish cakes that Dan don't mind liking the look of trying. So we'll see that, but this is very, as long as it's not got white bait in it, because that's one thing that Dan does not like, is it? That brings back some memories of Mersey, doesn't it?
That was vulgar.
I love a bit of white bait.
Like, I'll give most stuff a go.
Yeah.
But that, I couldn't finish that. Couldn't.
I loved a bit of white bait, but I'm going to give this, I should have just done my mash a tad thicker. I'm going to give this an 8 out of 10. I think it's very nice. And as I say, there's plenty for lunch tomorrow. Yeah? Edible, so it's going to be like a 4 or 5.
I'd give it a 6.
Okay. Very
Yes.
different for you, isn't it, darling?
Yeah. It's not your fault. It's not unpleasant. I like the cheese. Cheese tops it. But
Just think of all that omega-3 you're getting.
yeah, omega-3.
Well, anyway, my love, I'll tell you what I said we was missing with this. A nice crusty baguette.
Okay.
I'm going to do that just with the sauce normally, but the
It's
next...
actually not that bad.
No?
I could eat this again.
Maybe I'll cook it next time and I'll do you mustard mash.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay, might be on a winner here. We're going to watch the last episode of season 6, Sons of Anarchy. So the next time you see us will be the chicken, bacon, prawn carbonara. The prawns ain't going to be like these prawns. They're the prawns with the heads on. But don't worry, I'll devein them and de-shell them. And
Can't be sitting there and them looking at me.
I'll do all of that. So yeah, that will be the next one and the last meal. And hopefully we might be towards more of the end of Sons of Anarchy. See you in a bit. Hello my lovelies, it's the final day, it's the final meal, and today you would have seen on the overview we have prawn, chicken and bacon carbonara, which I believe there will be plenty of leftovers for lunch, which I'm bloody excited about. And we're using up the 2 pieces of garlic chia batter. Now this is very simple. I think the only thing I might add to it, might add some mushrooms, because at the minute it is actually just all meat and fish, so probably don't want just meat and fish. We'll put a bit more in and then we'll toss it all in. I need to de-shell the prawns and everything, but the prawns will only go in at the last minute to cook through because they're already pre-cooked. Get in there. There we go. So yes, that is last. Shut the I was going to say watermelon drawer. The washing machine drawer. Danny's just hosing the garden out the back. I am going to slice the meat. He's been to the dump today, so we have a less crowded garden. We are slowly getting there. And then what I'm going to do is put the chicken and bacon on low to cook. I'm going to jump in the shower. The spaghetti will go on. I'll chuck in a few mushrooms. The prawns, as I say, I'll devein them before I get in the shower. I'm not going to do that on camera because my hands are going to be absolutely messy after that. And it's probably going to be quite a messy dish to prepare. So that off, we are going to put water in for the spaghetti. And then the bacon I'm going to be doing as strips. And then the spaghetti will get chucked in once all the meat is cooked. Pop in the sauce, give it all a little toss around, and we should have a blooming lovely carbonara. It is quite late. Dan's on lates at the moment, so he gets in at 7. We've just been having a good old natter, and I was like, oh my god, it's 8 o'clock. So we're probably not going to sit down for dinner until about 8:30. But it doesn't matter. We're going to have a little episode of Sons of Anarchy, shock, and then probably tomorrow, or we might do a little sit down clip. You might see us stuff in our faces, and then we'll give you a verdict when we sit down and actually talk about everything, because I have a feeling we'll have a good little natter and see what one cow butter spray, see what our best meals of the week were, and is Sainsburys worth it for being so extra priced. We'll see.
Bar, another glass and I am going places. Makes me laugh about the irony of everything. I like the way you're thinking. I don't really care about the music on the dance floor. I don't really mind all the smokers in the bathroom. I don't care at all, baby. You got my attention. So you were saying, oh no, I don't see the things. It's quite a lonely world that we're living in. Oh baby,